morning, councillors. I'll open the special meeting at 11:32 p.m. and thank you for your attendance.
Yeah.
AM, not PM, sorry, that'd be getting late. Okay, so if we don't have any other business, we've got item C1, HR matters consideration. I'd like to move that...
we just need to go into confidential, don't we?
all right, does anyone...
I've just got a question.
Yep.
Okay, so does anyone want to move we go into confidential?
I have a question relating to the agenda.
Please go ahead.
Just in respect to today's meeting, the last correspondence we had in relation to this going ahead was dependent on legal advice. Has that legal advice been obtained?
Yes, through the chair, it has. It's been quite brief, yes.
And are we able to understand what that legal advice said, or will
yes,
that?
Yeah, through the chair, certainly.
We go into closed?
I'm happy to discuss that in closed.
Yeah, I think...
Is the legal advice relevant to whether the agenda is right or not? Is that a discussion for a closed part of the meeting?
Look, the legal advice supports that we have a special meeting and that we look at the resolution, really. It just makes a recommendation around...
And sorry, through the chair to the CEO, will we be getting a copy of that legal advice?
I can circulate that.
Okay, so we'll just adjourn the meeting so councillors... Going with the meeting, we've got 2 councillors online.
Yeah, still here. Yep.
Right.
Yes, I'm here.
Righto, okay, we'll keep going. Councillor O'Neill, did you have a question?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to the CEO for circulating that. Just so I'm clear, we do need to hold a special meeting to amend the resolution that was tabled at the last general meeting?
We have a copy.
Yeah, I think if you want to ask any questions, I think...
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Has Councillor O'Neill got a copy of that?
I have, yeah. I just want,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of information to get across it. I just want to clarify that we actually do need to hold a special meeting to amend the resolution.
No, through the chair, you don't need to hold a special meeting to amend last month's meeting because you actually had enough scope in that to say subject to legal advice. So we've now got the legal advice to say actually you do need a special meeting to amend the original motion that you passed, which was
That was
back in August.
with respect, that's the question I'm asking.
Yes.
We actually do need to hold a special meeting to amend the resolution from August of last year.
Yes, that's right. Correct.
With 5 days' notice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so does anyone wish to go into closed? Righto, well then we'll move the motion on C1 HR matters for consideration and...
Have we moved into confidential? Yep, we have.
well, no one wants to.
Oh, okay, certainly.
There's
Yeah,
no
that's fine.
questions, so we
Right,
don't
okay.
need to.
Chair, unless there's something you'd like to share with us in confidential, Madam CEO.
No, I mean, you're right, is the report doesn't have any personal details in it, so... Yep.
Okay, I'd like to move that council amend SM/08.2021/62.
No, sorry, 01. Apologies. It's this one. This one.
Sorry, SM/08.2021/01.
That's right.
And that one, any other changes agreed by the mayor be circulated to councillors informally prior to publishing. Is that correct? And
So that's the whole of that resolution, that's correct, yep.
Yeah.
So that's the existing resolution, and then you'll replace it with another resolution.
Oh, yeah, where's the one that we replace it?
Just, here,
Because,
that, there we go,
and it's still got the
Yes.
same thing.
yes.
One, any other changes agreed by the mayor be circulated to councillors informally prior to publishing. 2, that the required skills and experience include proven experience in a director position, second level executive or higher or equivalent management level experience in relation to technical, corporate or engineering skills as part of its relevant leadership criteria definition in relation to the local area director roles. 3, a check of teams within each directorate be undertaken and updated where applicable. 4, a third party recruitment agency be invited to quote from the local buy panel, noting that 2 quotes have been received. And 5, 3 recruitment agencies be invited to speak with council for 5 to 10 minutes each at a special meeting tomorrow, 3 p.m. for both locums and permanent contract appointments. So obviously that's all still in there as far as what we're understanding. Okay, we have a seconder for that motion, Councillor McMullen. Is there any opposition?
I've got a question.
Please go ahead.
Just in relation to what you've moved in amending the resolution, just in the legal advice that's been circulated, it references resolution SM/08.2021/62.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Look, through the chair, the original motions SM/08.2021/62 incorporated a very large resolution. At that same meeting, what you did was pass another resolution to break that SM/08.2021/62 into different parts, of which the part that we're discussing ended up being resolution number SM/08.2021/01.
So
Okay.
Yes. So through the chair, just to be clear, the SM/08.2021/01 needs to be amended.
and that's the
Thank you.
what I
Yep.
said. Okay, does anyone wish to speak for the motion?
Yes, I do, Mr Mayor.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor. Now that we have, that this recommendation's come to the table, which is different to what was put forward at our last meeting, where we're doing an or, it makes much more sense because it's not in direct competition with each other. So because of that, and because of the fact that this is exactly what I spoke for back in August when this original resolution was put up, to only have that, to narrow the pool and only have an experience of the director position or second level executive, I'm supporting this because I think we should have done this all along. I think that this is providing opportunity for our to grow our organisation, both internally and externally, and I think this is a great outcome for the organisation. I'm just disappointed that it's taken to now to actually get this to the table.
Does anyone else wish to speak against the motion or for the motion?
Yes, I'll speak.
Please go ahead.
So I'm supportive of today's amendment as well, for very similar reasons to Councillor Hancock. I would have supported this 6 months ago had it included what it does today. I think we've done ourselves a disservice and we're fixing that now. We have some fantastic staff in our organisation that haven't been directors or higher in their careers yet. And it was a hurdle that they just couldn't get over to apply if they chose for these particular roles. Equally, I'm sure by including what is being included today, it opens up a much wider market outside of council, current workforce as well, and that can only be good to ensure that we are attracting the right people to fill these positions. So I'm happy to support this today, and we'll be voting in favour of it. I'm just disappointed that it took 6 months to get to this point, but I hope that we are very quick in identifying the right people for these roles into the organisation.
Okay, does anyone wish to speak against the motion or for the motion? I'll speak for the motion. Well, I'd firstly like to say I'm not disappointed at all we're here. In no way am I disappointed in any way. I believe that council made the right decision last year to be able to actually say that we wanted that level of experience. I do believe when you go out to the market, and as markets change, as things change, obviously we get advice back and then we make decisions. So I'm certainly not disappointed in any way. I think this is actually part of a council that is moving on the move with changes that happen in recruitment, and I certainly believe that this is a common sense thing that is by no means in any way a disappointment, and I certainly will be supporting this motion. Does anyone else wish to speak? Okay.
To me, I'd just like to say I'm not disappointed. It wasn't disappointing either. I think to have done it back in August would have been absolutely disastrous for the whole organisational structure.
Okay, does anyone else wish to speak? We're going to go to the vote. All those in favour?
Yes.
Councillor Edwards, yes.
Okay, that's 9-0. If there's no further business, councillors, I'll shut the meeting, close the meeting, special meeting at 11:58. Thank you for your attendance.